Hey guys, welcome to SHOT Show 2020. It's Ryan here with the Evike.com booth. Airsoft.nu was nice enough to stop by, so we're going to walk them through all of our new products this year. So starting off at the DITAC wall, we have a couple products here for you today. The newest product for them this year, though, is going to be one of the F4 licensed AR-15s. So for those of you familiar with F4, they make a bunch of really high quality AR-15s and AR-15 components. DITAC's done a really great job at replicating all of the milling that's been done on the lower and upper receiver, as well as the front handguard. You'll also notice that it has a 45-degree and 90-degree selector on there. So for those of you that prefer that for your selector switches, it has that on there. It has an ambidextrous charging handle, functioning bolt catch, EMG furniture for the grip, EMG furniture for the front grip as well as the stock. Then moving right along, we have our Noveske project. So we're working with Noveske to produce their airsoft replicas for their real firearms. So it's really exciting for us to start off with this gas blowback. Fully functioning, uses a modified Western Arms gas system. The internals have been reinforced, so it's full steel internals. So for those of you familiar with Western Arms gas blowbacks, you know that you often need to replace a lot of parts. So we're hoping to provide a out-of-the-box solution for a lot of you guys for that. Comes with a ambidextrous charging handle, ambidextrous selector switch, and the Noveske key mod handguard. I don't think it's coming with the KX5 though. We put this on for the show, but I don't think that it's going to be coming shipped with that. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So moving down the line, we have our AEG series for Noveske. So this is going to be the Noveske Infidel. This one will be coming with the KX3. It's the only package of Noveske guns that's going to come with the actual Noveske's flash hider, sound amplifier, however you want to cut it. Again, ambidextrous selector switch, ambidextrous charging handle. It's using the APS Silver Edge E2 gearbox. It's got a STU 2.0 with the programmability through the button in the magwell. And then we're going to be offering a variety of different lengths. We have the Infidel package up here, but we're going to have a full battle rifle length. It's going to also be coming in the smaller PDW and pistol size kind of package. This particular color is their Bazooka Green, which we replicated on the Noveske AEG right here. I'm moving right along. Excuse me. That's crazy. So really exciting for us this year is also going to be the Strike Industries AEGs. So Strike Industries, as a lot of you guys know, produce a bunch of really high quality accessories for AR-15s and other gun platforms. So they basically make every part that you could possibly want on a AR-15. You can almost make a full gun with it, so that's what we did. We are offering it in a couple different varieties. We're going to have a full-size AR-15, SBR, AR-15, PDW kind of size gun, as well as a pistol caliber carbine that takes 9mm style magazines. And the internals are going to be running a modified version of the GMP i5 gearbox. They're going to be calling it the i7. We heard you guys, we listened to a lot of your complaints about the i5 gearbox. So they're going to be revising them, fixing them, making them better, actually fulfilling on some of the features that are supposed to be in the gearbox itself. So hopefully this time around it'll be a lot better product for you guys as end users. It's going to be the i7 gearbox in those. And moving along to here, one product that we have in collaboration with Crytek. So one product we have in collaboration with Crytek is going to be the Barrett Rec 7. So Crytek is working with us to produce the airsoft version of the Barrett Rec 7. It's going to feature Barrett. I'm actually really happy with how the rail came out and how it was machined and milled. But the Barrett Rec 7 M-LOK handguard at the front, a Barrett muzzle brake at the front as well, and on the other side you have a Barrett licensed dust cover. It's a very cool project, really slick, really cool partnership between those three companies. Moving over this way, we've shown it to you guys before, but this year we have a close to production model of the Archon Type B. This should be, by the time this video comes out, it should be shipping within the next month or so, I think. But yeah, so they've refined a lot of things. They finally kind of fixed the trigger, so it's more of a tactile break and reset. But yeah, really excited about this one coming out. We expect it to be a very hot seller this year.
That one is for.
And another Strike Industries product. This is a very, very rough early prototype, but this is going to be the Strike Industries Complete Handgun. I don't have a complete name for it yet because there's a lot of stuff still going into it, but we have a replica of their Gen 3 compensator at the front, their arc slide with RMR cut, and their arc fluted barrel, all sitting on a Strike Industries lower frame with the Strike Industries trigger unit in there as well. And it has suppressor head sights. Pretty cool. And moving down the line, we have a Complete AEG from the Umbrella Corporation. Really neat feature about this particular gun is that it has a quick change spring guide that you don't have to use any sort of tools to get off. All you have to do is, if you can, wrench it yourself with your hands, remove the castle nut, take the buffer tube off, and you already have access to the spring guide in the back. You can just push in and twist, it'll pull out, and you can replace the spring that way. Really cool. Umbrella Corporation provides a lot of really neat AR furniture, and so it's showcased here in their grip and sporting an M-lock handguard on the front as well. Oh, and I should also mention that that is part of the EMG Helios line. So that's a new line of EMG guns that we're releasing this year. It's aimed to provide a great value, but a lot more affordable price point for some of those who can't necessarily drop the $400 to $500 that some of the higher end EMG products are. So great value, licensed, and a great deal for you all as well. So the next line, the next gun in the EMG Helios line is the SR16 series. So it's a fully licensed Knights Armament SR16. The only difference between this and the nicer version is that this has the polymer receiver. That being said, I'm a huge fan of this gun just because of how much you get for, I think the MSRP is like $215. So you still get the Amoeba gearbox on the inside. So it's fully programmable if you buy the trigger, the trigger unit control box that we also sell, because of the URX4 handguard, ambidextrous safety selector system, ambidextrous magazine catch, Amoeba furniture. The only thing it doesn't have that the other versions had is no functioning bolt lock, but it's a small price to pay for what a great deal this is. Offered in different colors and different sizes like these two, and yeah, black and tan for both. And then once again for the EMG Helios line is the Helios Jack 9. So again, polymer receiver, ambidextrous selector switch, single-sided magazine release though, M-lock handguard, and if you'll notice the grip itself has been angled a little bit more to give you that almost 90-degree vertical kind of motor grip. They've had to redo the internals of the gearbox too in order to accommodate for that shift in the pinion gear at the top. And I've shown you this in previous years, but the Angstat SCW9s are very close to being done. These are still prototypes though. So it's being developed for us by, I believe this one's through S&T. This particular model, if you'll notice, there's no real space to put a battery in the back. It's the most compact version, so it's going to be wired to the front and in this EMG grip at the front. Ambidextrous fire selector, but single-sided magazine release. And we have that in a version that also will accept a battery into the tube in the back, but this particular model is the shorter one of the two. And one more EMG Helios gun, the Knights Armament PDW. So these have been off the market for a little bit, but we're going to be bringing them back in a couple different varieties. This particular one has a polymer receiver, but we've still retained the metal folding stock, and we've added a metal insert into the polymer receiver to make sure that you're not snapping that off when you lock it or when you unlock it. Wired to the outside because you need to fit into a PEC box like that one there. Ambidextrous magazine release, ambidextrous fire control, single-sided charging handle. Get that all back in. But yeah, we're really excited about this one. We're also going to be releasing it in a metal version as well, which is this one down here. Yeah, so the last item I want to talk about is our EMG licensed Colt Mark 18s. That's a lot of words there. But they're properly licensed from Colt, as well as Daniel Defense on the rail as well. What this gives you is an out-of-the-box, almost clone-correct base to build your, replica of the Mark 18. Something that's really cool and I'm really excited about is King Arms totally revamped their internal systems for EMG. They upgraded the internals with a MOSFET neodymium magnet motor. It actually has vents on the side of it to make sure it keeps cool. And the piston's been upgraded, the gears, bearings, just they totally revamped their internal system for us to make it a spec for our needs and uses. And then I think that's it. Oh, actually, no, sorry. So, last two items I want to show you guys today. We have a prototype of the Island Sight Terran Tactical Combat Master Slide. So what's unique about this is that the front sight is going to be fixed to the outer barrel of the gun. So when the slide recoils, the slide will move, but this front sight will not, so you can track that front sight just a little bit nicer. And then another slide we have for you today is the Salient Arms Tier 1 Utility Slide. So if you'll notice, they've added a new texturing to the top and sides of the serrations, giving you a more positive grip. It is cut for RMRs, so once you remove this plate, they've actually used a different blowback unit and nozzle to make sure that you can still fit an RMR or some sort of similar sight on top of that. And I'm really impressed with how they did the milling on the front right there, where you can see through. So it's lightened, but it's not like a full hole like that. You can actually see through to the outer barrel there.